Hey y'all, who wants to go to a free CDL school? Yes, free CDL school. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But first, I want to talk a little bit about CDL schools in general and how it used to be and how it is now. When I got my chauffeur's license way back in the 80s, I think it was, you could get multiple commercial licenses. They're called chauffeur's license, someplace others, I don't know. But you could have multiple ones in different states at the time. Then in 1992, when the CDL, allowing you only to have one commercial driver's license from one state, came into effect, the place I was working for brought the DPS guys in. They gave us, if I remember correctly, it was like a couple-hour refresher course. We went over it, took the test, and that's how we got our official CDL. It was kind of grandfathered in. That's how it used to be. And then a lot of people would go to driving with their uncles or their dads and just getting that experience and then going down to the DMV and taking that driver's test, that practical test. For a long time, there wasn't any schools. Like when I first started driving, there really wasn't any schools, and that was the only way to do it. But then about a year and a half ago, they decided that you couldn't go with your dad or your uncle anymore and get that experience and just go down into the DMV and take the test. You had to go to a DOT approved school. Now, when that happened, there was a discussion on both sides. That's a good thing, that's a bad thing. The good thing side said that the standards will be the same, they should be the same at all the schools, and everyone will be on the same level of training. The training should be better. And then you got the guys that said that'll just cause a rash of fly-by-night schools to open up just to chase the money, and the quality won't be there and all that kind of stuff. Either way, that's what we're stuck with now is CDL school. You have to go to get your Class A and to get a hazmat. Other things you can take the written test and get your endorsements, but to move up to a Class A for the first time and get a hazmat for the first time, or if it's expired and get it back again, you got to go to an approved school. So that being said, I ran across a school that's offering free CDL training, right? And what this is, I guess it's a community college. Actually, it's Aiken Tech in Aiken, South Carolina. Well, actually, I guess they have offices in Aiken, but the school is actually in Graniteville, South Carolina, real close to Aiken. I don't know how that works, but the school's in Graniteville, and they're partnering with Ancora Training. I guess that's a driver school. They may do all sorts of technical school stuff in South Carolina, but they have a driver's course, and they're partnering with Aiken Tech to offer this course through some grants for free. Now, the only stipulation to getting this free course is you have to live in South Carolina. They are offering it to anybody from other states, and it's $4,800. And I want to get into the cost in a minute. But this free course, or if you're paying for it, they're going to have 3 sessions in the fall, starting September 18th, October 16th, and November 13th. And they run for 4 weeks, all day long, Monday through Thursday, 4 weeks. They're also starting an evening session on the September 18th date, and it's in the evenings, I think from 5:30 to 9:30. And since it's shorter, that's going to run 9 weeks. And they say they're going to announce spring sessions at a later date when they figure out when they want to offer them. But if you live in South Carolina, or know somebody in South Carolina wants to be a truck driver, wants to go to school for free and not be obligated to a mega carrier for training them and having them under contract for a couple of years at really bad pay and bad conditions. If you want it for free and you live in South Carolina, check it out, Aiken Tech. I'll put in the description, I'll put the article that explains all the details, and I think there's a contact information for Aiken Tech. You can look it up. But anyway, the cost, $4,800 for a driving school. I don't know what driving schools cost. Tell me in the comments, what's the average cost for a driving school these days? I didn't go. My driving school was the United States Army. But what's the average cost? Is $4,800 reasonable for a technical school? I think it probably is. 4-week technical school, and you come out with a DOT approved license that gets you a job, hopefully someday making decent money. Like my son, he decided he didn't want to go to college. He wanted to go to some technical school. We talked about it, and he looked around, and he decided he wanted to do a certain position at airlines. So he went to a school specific for this job that he wanted to do. It was a private school, and when he came out of that school, he was FAA certified for this position to work at an airlines, and it cost him, I think, about $5,000 for that class, 5 weeks. Came out FAA certified, ready to go to work. He now works for an airline down in Florida. Him and his wife both work there, so they're doing good. 5 weeks, not 5 years, to get a degree that you may not be able to use. So I think $4,800 might be a pretty good price for this CDL school. Let me know what you think. But there's your free school, Aiken Tech, South Carolina. If you live in South Carolina, go for it. Stick around, watch some more of my videos. I'll put some up here. Subscribe to the channel, please, if you have not yet. And if you have, I really appreciate it. It helps me out a lot. We'll see you later.